Hello, fourth graders. Today we will be going over a quick reading mini lesson on quest stories and fairy tales. So, this year we already touched base on what a fairy tale is, and we're able to identify features of a fairy tale. So, we're just going to review that. Today I want to go over what a quest story is and what type of features we look for when we see a quest story. So, we're going to begin with what a quest story is first. But before we start, our learning goal today is I can identify features of a quest story and a fairy tale. So, what is a quest story? A quest story is a narrative where a character, who we consider as a hero, goes through a journey and must overcome obstacles and challenges. In many legends, heroic qualities include strength, courage, wisdom, and devotion. Quest stories have four features. Okay. Now let's take. Hold on, we're right here. So our anchor chart over here, a hero's quest. A quest is an adventurous journey in a myth or a story or myth to find something or someone. So what is that character's goal? What are the challenges he or she may face? How does he or she change along the way? So these are the questions we are constantly asking ourselves when we read a story about um, a hero and when we read a quest story. Okay, so one quest story we read in the last week was Ch- Chai Li. So here are features of a quest. Okay, we have a hero, we have a hero's journey, we have the journey's goal, and we have obstacles that the hero has to overcome. So an example of a hero in Chai Li is definitely Chai Li. She was very heroic in the um, short story that we read. Now, the hero's journey. Now, Charlie set out for the mountain. Her journey was she was going on this trip to the mountain to do something. And what was the goal for that journey? Well, the journey's goal was definitely to slay the serpent who's taking rice from the villagers. And Charlie had enough of it, and she wanted to set out for the mountain to slay this serpent. And the last thing that happened was obstacles that the hero overcomes. So, what? How does Charlie overcome the obstacle of defeating this ferocious serpent? Well, we know that the obstacle is definitely that the serpent was strong and ferocious and was definitely scary. So to defeat this serpent, she used a hound, a sword, and sweetened rice balls to defeat the serpent. So features of a quest story are these four right here. We have to have a hero. We have to have their journey. Where are they going? We have to have the goal of the journey. Why are they going to where they're going? And what did they do to overcome challenges and obstacles? Okay. So that is a quest story, and a lot of myths and a lot of legends we've read in class or that you have read by yourself. A lot of them have quest story elements in them. So your hero, if you have a hero in your story that's going somewhere to defeat something or to do something, and they have to overcome a lot of obstacles, for the most part, that is what a quest story is. Okay. Now we're going to go back to the beginning and we're going to now review what a fairy tale is. So we already talked about this year, but we're going to just review quickly. What is a fairy tale? Well, a fairy tale is a make believe story written for children about magic and enchantment. Oftentimes, fairy tales are passed down by words and mouth for hundreds of years. All right? So, a quick anchor chart. What is a fairy tale? I'm going to skip this part because we already read it. But fairy tales often include these features. The opening usually starts with once upon a time. There's usually magic and enchantment. There's usually royalty, like a king, prince, princesses, queens. There are usually wicked characters, meaning that there's someone evil in the story, or someone scary, or someone that's trying to cause harm. There's a kind character that's often mistreated. Usually, a lot of these characters in fairy tales are not treated right, and um, the characters usually change throughout. A reward for goodness, they usually gain something for doing something. And the ending usually ends with, and they lived happily ever after. Not always, but usually. Okay, so that's what a fairy tale is. Now, features of a fairy tale definitely a specific beginning. So it usually starts with once upon a time. So I just charted out a basic universal fairy tale that we all know, Cinderella, just to give you an idea of how to identify features of that fairy tale. So who are the characters in Cinderella? Well, Cinderella. Okay. Imaginary creatures, definitely the fairy godmother. That's imaginary. And last but not least, a feature of a fairy tale would be good versus evil. So we have Cinderella versus her stepmother and stepsisters. Cinderella would be considered the good one, and the evil ones would definitely be stepmother and the stepsisters. Okay, so that is a fairy tale, and these are four features of what a fairy tale include. Um, and so we just went over quest stories and fairy tales. Your job today is to identify features of a quest story and a fairy tale in Molly Whoopi. Okay, so you're going to be reading that for benchmark today, Monday and Tuesday, because it's a long read. And you're going to be identifying, looking for these features. So Molly Whoopi is a quest story, meaning that there's got to be a hero. She's going to go through some type of hero's journey. She's going to, there's a goal behind this journey. And she has a lot of obstacles that she has to overcome. So you're going to have to identify these four as you are reading, okay? And last but not least, you're going to also identify features of a fairy tale because Mary Whoopi, sorry, not Mary Whoopi, Molly Whoopi is in fact a fairy tale. So you're going to look for, is there a specific beginning that shows me that it's a fairy tale? Who are some of the young characters in the story? Are there any imaginary creatures in the story? And good versus evil. Is who's good in the story and who's evil. Okay. So that's what you're doing today, and that's it for today. This is going to be for Monday and Tuesday. Okay. And on Wednesday, we'll be working on something else. All right. If you need to go back to this to review, please do so. I'm out. Have a good day.